Firstly, I suppose, how are you finding being a fan this season? How tough is it to watch after being involved?
Yeah, I suppose last Sunday was probably the first time it actually hit home, and more so, I suppose, than the off game, because especially because the lads were playing in Welsh Park on Sunday gone. So it was the first time that I probably let it probably get to me in a way that I won't be in the dressing room with the lads for the business in the league or come championship and stuff like that. So it was definitely the toughest day I've had so far. It was last Sunday. Yeah, it was probably the first time that I probably thought I could be in there, probably doing something to try and help in a way.
Did that make you kind of have a couple of second thoughts about your decision? Like, could we see you back at some stage this year?
It won't happen this year anyway, but to be honest, it probably has kind of sparked that fire in a way that, yeah, like to be honest, I didn't know 100% what way the year would go, whether I'd enjoy the year out too much and not go back at all. But yeah, it probably has sparked a little bit of fire in me again to know that I definitely will want to go back eventually. So it won't be this year though, definitely.
Is that what you wanted from it to kind of get that fire in your belly back?
Yeah, definitely, because look, no point in knowing I probably didn't have that fire in a year or two. It was something that it was probably playing on my mind. And look, it's known that I was contemplating doing it last year, but kind of back in last year. And look, at this year, if I went back, would have been unfair on myself, would have been unfair on the lads, and it would have been unfair on the management, because I just wouldn't have been at that 100%, I suppose, in training or anything like that. So getting that, I suppose, 100% fire back is probably the aim. And enjoy the time, I suppose, with the club this year, and then hopefully go back in next year. Yeah.
What have you made of Waterford then so far? Watching from afar, I guess.
Yeah, look, I suppose the Offaly game, Stephen's two goals kind of kicked them on a small bit there, and brought them I suppose towards finish line. So, and then looking at the Clare game, missing a lot of players. Stephen went off injured again. Good to see, I suppose, Shane back and coming on and going at things. But there's a lot of young lads in there. I suppose playing the other day. So it probably lucky not to get at least a draw out of the game. But look, it's in my opinion, it's a step in the right direction, because you had so many lads that would have been in and out, I suppose, and over the last number of years that were playing the other day and putting their hands up really. Like the biggest thing is to make it competitive in there, and not have to, I suppose, the mainstayers think that they're automatically going to be back in, that they have to fight for their position. So hopefully that makes it as competitive as possible in training for the lads, and they can push on, I suppose, from here. Yeah.
Yeah, lastly, then you mentioned a couple of players putting their hands up over the weekends. Is that exactly what Dave will want? I mean, you know pretty well, is that what he'd be wanting to get out of this league campaign?
Definitely, 100%. Get a few more lads that can get into that. I suppose that 26 starting match panel, and then maybe into the break into that 20. Like you need it, because the way the game has gone now, you're never going to only use 15 players. You're going to use 20 players plus. So um, that's probably the biggest thing he's looking at now, is to find one or two, I suppose, players that no one is expecting really, that kind of way. So he probably knows himself already, in the management, and himself, that there's probably that score 15 or 16 that are always going to be in that, I suppose, match day panel and pushing on that 20. But he wants to find those extra two or three players that will make a difference.
Thanks a million, Austin. That's great stuff. That's all we need from you. Thanks a million.
No
Lovely
problem.
to chat to you.